know, right?
In this video, we will talk about our future, the challenges that we are facing, and the tools that can help us grow. My name is Entello, and we are Damanhur.
Discover your true potential with Damanhur. Damanhur is a federation of spiritual communities and a worldwide movement that envisions a humanity free from conditioning that lives in full expression of its true divine nature. For almost 50 years, we have passionately researched and shared knowledge aimed at unlocking your true potential.
Today, I'm interviewing Kelly, a spiritual researcher who has been channeling from 1989. Let's go.
Conte, Kelly, thank you for being here with us.
Thank you for having me.
And so, can you please introduce a bit about your journey? So, how it started? I know you are channeling from the 89. So, how everything started so that everyone that is now following us can better understand.
So, 1989, I was a young girl, as you can imagine, in college. I knew nothing about channeling or really anything spiritual at all. And I was under a type of chiropractic care called Network, and a man named Arnaud Bernier was working on me, and he's an incredible healer. And my body started to move in waves, and the energy just opened up in my whole body, and I started to sing and tone. And my sister would tone and sing at the same time. And this energy just started to come through. And one night, it was Thanksgiving, and I grew up very Catholic, and this energy came into myself and two of my other sisters, and it literally kind of almost threw us up against the wall. And it was like, and it would start singing and go like this, with like it was creating an orb, and it would say, so beautiful, so beautiful. And it was feeling our energy field, which we didn't realize at the time. And the energy came in, and we eventually said, we had old tape recorders, and we were taping everything and writing it down, and we asked it what its name was, and it said, I am the angel Raphael. And we're like, that's amazing. Is that even possible? And I think that the energy had to come in as an angel originally because it was a framework that we could relate to. It was an archetype we could connect with. And Raphael came in, and the messages were basically just all based on love, reconnecting with nature, unity consciousness, all of that. But back then, that wasn't something that was spoken of or understood, and we weren't sharing it. And Raphael said there would be a time on the planet where there would be a great awakening, and there would be this enormous shift, and that would happen in our lifetime. And we weren't really understanding what that meant. And we're in it now. We're in that shift. And it's just been an incredible, magical journey where I feel led and awakened by spirit, often to travel places, to work to heal the grid around the planet, to repair different energetic places. And what was interesting about Damanhur is I was asked to come here by spirit. But normally before I come, there's work I have to do to repair the energy. And rather than repair, this was the first place that I arrived where it was simply about receiving. Because everything is harmonious and it's already in balance, and you're so connected to nature and the elements and the beauty of your community and everything. So it was so refreshing to come and just rest. And receive and enjoy and embrace. And so, yeah, it's been 33 years of channeling the angel Raphael and many other beings since then. A lot more galactic energy has been coming in recently. And to me, it's all the same. We put it in different frameworks to feel comfortable in different traditions, but it's all the same. And yeah, so we're just in this incredible shift right now, right?
And this is where the question that I want to ask you is, since we as humanity right now we're facing so many changes, so many transformation, and from your point of view and from your experience, what are the biggest challenges that we have to face right now?
Well, so we're just completely disconnected from nature and each other. and plugged into technology. And so much is happening, right? And it's very disruptive. And at the same time, there's this enormous amount of light coming into the planet. I feel like more light is here than ever before. And what it's doing is the light is shining on things that have always been there that we did not want to see before, or we weren't able to see. And so we label those things that we're seeing that are coming to the surface as negative. And it can be seen as negative, or it can be seen as it's illuminating and giving us an opportunity to change, right? And so as the light shines upon it, we can either choose to really drop into fear and anxiety and stress and depression and isolation, which a lot of people are facing right now and experiencing. Or we can see it as an opportunity to grow, to shift, to change, and to evolve our consciousness. And so to me, the heart of everything is coming together as community, as beings of light, to reconnect with nature and each other, to remember our own divinity, remember that we're divine, remember that we're the creator of all that is and everything that ever has been and ever shall be, and reawaken our innate power, because nobody has power over us. And there's a lot of talk about outside sources and people controlling you and all kinds of things, but really that can only happen if you're vibrating with that frequency. And if you're giving it attention. And I think one of the first messages that Raphael mentioned back in the 80s when we said, well, what do you do with like dark energy? Don't give it any of your energy. Don't give it any tension. It amplifies when you focus on it, like anything, right? So unplugging from what I call the matrix, disconnecting from the hierarchy of structure and form that has been our reality for so long, is the first step. And for a lot of people, they're feeling anxious, uneasy, disoriented, because the way that we've seen the world, the structure and the form that we've lived in for so long, is dissolving. Our institutions, our governments, our school, like everything that our farming, the way that we work, it's being exposed for so much corruption and structure, right? And so they nobody knows what's true anymore, right? And the only way we know if something is true is by the vibration it carries. So and as we move into new technology and AI and all of this, it's going to be hard to decipher what's real, what's not real, what picture is true or not true, what sentence, if you wrote something, if you didn't write something. And so ultimately it will be about what consciousness you're holding, where you're vibrating at, and your ability to discern the vibration of something, of if it is in alignment or true for you, rather than the way that our linear thinking that we have used to date. Yeah.
And what would you suggest to do or to start with in such a journey to the people that are following us?
The first things that Raphael said, said unplug from the black box. So the black box back in the 80s was the television, and now it's everything. We have black boxes.
We have it in the pocket every day.
We're connected. Obviously, it can be a tool to connect us with people, so it can be used for good, but to be really careful with it, because it can take you down a rabbit hole of destruction. The water is incredibly important. Water is a living intelligence that has the ability to heal us and change us. Meditation, obviously, eating really clean, walking barefoot in the woods, being in nature, all those things that we know that seem simple, but yet are we all doing it every day?
We always say that simple doesn't mean easy. So sometimes the most simple things, we know them, but maybe we are not used to them, do them with time, with consistency, and so on. I want to ask you another question. If you had to choose an ingredient or a message or something that you would, let's say to humanity, or usually I do this metaphor, like an ingredient to this amazing and beautiful cake that we are preparing all together that can help us to be healed through this process. What would you add inside this cake? Let's imagine.
Love.
That's so important.
All right, that's the only ingredient we really need, right? Yeah. My motto is you greet your trees, and which is so beautiful, and wherever I go I try to just say love, love, love. It just keep, as things, situations in your life show up, just ask yourself, am I in this moment choosing love or fear?
Wow. And love for you, what is love for you? In simple words, if you could say. I know it's difficult to say because maybe it's more an emotion.
It's a willingness to surrender to the divine, trust in the I am that I am, and let go of the control, the ego, the mind, the past, the future, to be present, all those things we know, right?
Yeah. In Damanhur, as you know, we do have animal and plant name. We do this to reconnect with the nature and with all the nature environment. And for example, my name is Entello. It's a monkey.
And love that for you.
And my plant name is Chiodino, that is a mushroom.
Good ones.
But
You've had some good ones.
But is there a name or an animal or a plant name that would you choose in these days? Something that you feel called to you as an animal name in Damanhur?
The white lion.
Wow. And for which characteristic?
What?
For which characteristic?
I went through the dark night of the soul once, and I was in a very dark place, and a white lion appeared and took my hand, and I stepped back into my power and felt courageous to share my gifts where I was shy. And the white lion came to me a few weeks ago. I was at a place where they were encaged, and they were very far out in the distance. You can see the picture on Instagram of me, and there was about a crowd around me, and we were just kind of sending love to the lions. And I turned my back to the glass, and the lion came right up like this, and went like this. And if you look at the picture, you can see we're like this, and he's looking into my soul.
My God. Wow, amazing.
Yeah.
And what about the Damanhur experience? So how has been these days? I know you have visited the temples of humankind, the sacred woods, the ritual of the oracle. Can you tell us something about the experience in Damanhur?
It's been magical. So magical to be here. So my sister came many years ago, and she told me it was magical, and I haven't been able to get here until now. I felt called. About 2 years ago, I downloaded during the night 33 what I called light codes. And these light codes activate the light in our body, help us disengage from limiting beliefs and all that, and bring more light on it, activate them. And right before I'm about to teach a light code, I get a lot of information. And the new one that I'm about to teach right now is the Merlin light code. And Merlin came into my bedroom, and he's like, you have to go to Damanhur because we have to work with the elements, and we have to connect with nature, and you have to walk the labyrinths, and you have to go to the temples. And I'm like, Damanhur's in Italy. And I am very busy. Sadly, my sister died last week, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to get to Damanhur. But I made it happen, and here I am. And what's so magical about Damanhur is all the different 33 codes, I've only done 18 to date, have come alive in Damanhur. So I went into the cabin for a healing, right?
Yeah.
And there's that chair. And in the meditations and in the codes, we work with this chair called the accelerator chair. And the violet flame comes up, and we work with all this energy, and we feel this vibration, and you see all these things. And to me, going into that room with the healing room here in Damanhur was like the journeys, the activations, the meditations were alive, right?
So true, yeah.
So true. And then we have all these things that we do in the temples, and then we go into the temples, and it's alive. And with the first light code that we taught was the Earth Star code, with where we pick our animal name. Then there's the accelerator chip. Then there's the DNA one. Then we work with the different deities that you show in the temple of humankind. So it's so beautiful because it's you guys have really are walking the talk, doing the work, living the life, and it's really incredible.
Thank you so much. Okay, and so would you suggest to come to Damanhur, to visit Damanhur to others people?
Yes, of course. I will bring a group here and we will have fun and play and be in the woods and have the magic and do the alchemy. And I encourage everyone, if it resonates with them, a place to reconnect with their soul. Yeah.
That's so true. So thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank
and
you.
Thanks to all of you to have listened to this video. And I really hope to see you again here in Damanhur.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much and con voi.